And we are back with another very special Between the Cheeks Boss Bus Fiasco extravaganza with not only my birthday twin, but a very talented and good friend himself. You might know him as D. Reed, but Bvssvine, the artist himself. How's it going, man? Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, busy. Staying busy. Got a lot of work ahead of us. And,
Very
just
true.
keeping my head down and trying to concentrate on music and, surviving this pandemic.
Dude, I completely feel that. That's all I've been trying to do.
I feel like that's one of the few ththings that you can do right now, and it's like one of those questions that I find myself asking people frequently, and you get the same answer, and it's like you just encourage because you have like maybe two handfuls of things that you can do in this kind of a time. So
Either be afraid or not afraid.
Yeah,
Take precautions and measures. Feel like, we can make it past it as much as possible.
Agreed. It's all just pretty crazy right now. And like, in regard to music, I saw you released your song.
Overkill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. I love the background art on it, but I just love that you put out that music.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah, I got more music hidden in the old memory bank of my computer that I've been working on lately, so a lot more is going to be coming out over the future. I got some house, freaking deep dub, experimental bass, dubstep, like all just random like pieces of projects that I've done for the whole time pretty much, like ever since I've started mixing and producing.
Dude,
that's quite the plethora of a vault you have there.
Yeah.
Right? That's genre spanning. That's sweet, dude. I can't wait to hear it personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play. I got a few that I'm gonna dive into on Halloween. Just a few kind of like songs that I've been neglecting to put out or like have loaded on SoundCloud on private, and then just like I don't know if I'm gonna release this yet.
Yeah.
So
Just have them sitting there, just waiting for you to feel it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have some like more like electronic, like house, like super like future house vibe to it, like heavy bass lines and sporadic noises and yeah. And then I have some more like mellow, like chill, deep house. I got techno songs I've released on Tech It Out twice last year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, dude. So on that, what exactly inspired you? What made you want to be a musician? Like, I have so many questions about your production actually when it comes into shows and the things and events you're putting on. But like, I really want to know who inspired you.
I mean, the music pretty much inspired me. I've been doing this for well over a decade. I moved out here from New York City. House music was the like foundation of New York, and where we lived and what we did every day is just we went out and threw parties and through shows and became inspired from the people around us. The community is what inspired me. The love, the care, like the remorse that people show and the compassion. Like you don't find that normally in the world.
No.
And it's great because it's never just one person. You never meet just one person or the same person from the same background. It's everybody, anybody underneath the sun, and like everybody's welcome, and that's what I love so much about it. And it saved my life eventually. I was in a bad spot and wanted to kill myself, and went to a few shows and met a few good people, and the few good people talked me down from a few big ledges, and now I'm still sitting here today.
That's amazing to hear. Like that.
Super inspiring story, and I'm sure that touches and reaches out to a lot of different people in the scene. Like, I could say for a lot of people that I know, I maybe wasn't necessarily in that same kind of a place, but I was definitely in a very dark place before I was in the scene myself, and just kind of like being around people that were all from different backgrounds and maybe not the same, but in similar situations, but had found so much happiness and so much like, progression for themselves in this one place, even though they were all different, was, inspiring to me and really gave me at least a footing to where I could do something for myself. So I can definitely relate to that in my own way.
I mean, it blew me away. I can remember the first show I seen was Jonathan Peters at Club Pasha. I just turned probably 16, got a fake ID, went to the club. I saw Jonathan Peters in the basement. He played Jungle House. It was fucking amazing. And we
Lovely.
just, like, I remember I hooked up with one of my counselors that night from my fucking middle school.
Dude.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. It was
Yeah,
a great,
that's a
it was
crazy
a great
time.
feeling. And, you know, I wouldn't change it for the world. And then after that, it was just so on and so forth. It was Caked Up to Steve Aoki to, you know, Getter to WW. I mean, there's so many more artists
They
that
don't even come around
have
in
been
the
out
United
there.
States much anymore, do they?
What's that?
They from
They
Europe.
still produce a lot of.
Are they from Europe or
Yeah, they're from Europe.
I still listen to some of their music, but they don't come around our area. So
It's more like big room progressive, like pop house, like basically like Steve Aoki, like Mike.
Yeah,
Layback
because I've heard a
Luke,
lot of their
like,
stuff
you know,
with
all
like
them.
Mike and Dimitri Vega.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like. You said you're from New York to start,
Yeah.
correct? I mean, because we wouldn't see any of those like an artist like that out here for the most part. 'Cause we
Oh
just
yeah, I mean, Steve Aoki was at Pier 49.
yeah. True.
Worked with the crew that helped put on that show. I mean, there's been numerous big artists out there. I mean, there was EDC New York. So.
Yeah, no, I just meant like the progression from seeing what you see here as far as those artists like to versus there, because I wish we could get some of those artists here like W&W or but nowhere within like even a 8-hour drive would we be catching most of these artists, or like I'd say 12 hours probably would be the closest place we would catch a lot of these artists at.
It's the limit of the crowd. I mean, a lot of the people are just segregating themselves to a certain genre instead of
which is
like
sad.
keeping in mind that this is based off a community. It's not like the music is great. The music puts us together, but the community is what keeps us together. And like, you know, everybody has different tastes. We can't be selfish about that. Like, you know, I like every time I throw a show, I try to incorporate a lot of different artists. A lot of different styles. I've tried throwing a lot of different styles shows.
Yeah.
I played side trance nights. I myself can mix drum and bass, side trance, you know, whatever I get in the mood for. Like, I'll just randomly start mixing drum and bass one day and then get lost 2 hours later. And I'm
First time I met you, actually, you were mixing drum and bass in your room back at homie Seth's house in Lincoln. Like, where I just came after party after a show at the Bourbon.
I came in here wanting to be unique, and everybody out here plays fucking dubstep. But I can almost guarantee you I can bring a house track that will match your dubstep track, bass quality wise, any day of the week.
Yeah, no,
any day of the week.
Those are the kind of things we need to see, and on top of that, the kind of things we like to hear from artists, because that kind of confidence and that kind of like, you know, drive that you have is what makes good music, and the things that we, you know,
I'll find
see
it
out here, you know.
I'll find it no matter what. Like, I almost never play the same exact set every time I play. There's been like a few occasions where I did a show back to back, and I didn't want to switch up sets because I was like, all right, like, but I have like 70,000 tracks, and 90% of those are house. Like, I have.
Love that.
Yeah, I could play a whole house set for all day long and you wouldn't hear the same song. Maybe a remix to that song, but it wouldn't be the same remix.
Not the same.
Be fair enough.
Yeah. That's super interesting, and I think your line resonates really well and is very impactful. That the music is what brings us together, but the community is what keeps us together.
Yeah.
I think that's so true. Like when I first started going to festivals, like I went to the first Strangeland. And I think it was the 4th or 5th River Jam. I went to those the same year, and I was like 16, so I should probably not have been going to Strangeland, but it was amazing. But it wasn't. I went to those for years, and for the first few years, it wasn't even necessarily the music, but it was the people and the community that. It's not necessarily the music attracts them, but like-minded people. And people with at least the same compassion to want to be so communal and so happy together. Yeah. That I think is such a powerful drive, and I think that's so important. So I think you put it super well, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got to have that empathy in our life. If we don't have that empathy and we don't have that compassion and like the way people care, there's nothing like being inside of a crowd of 10,000 people and jamming out to your favorite song and that bringing tears to your eyes. You physically get emotional from this. This like, you know, this has a huge impact on your life, and I mean, so does everything else you do and every step you take. So I mean, like, might as well, you know, live for that moment by like not like flutter in that.
Yeah.
Like, if you want music, go get music. Like, if you want to make it, make it. If you want whatever you want, like, it's one step away.
It is.
And that's what, like, everybody provides is, like, that support system to where you can feel like these things are possible. Like, that's what everybody has been providing since day one. Since we've all been, you know, since you came out as an artist, since, you know, we came out and did Nebraska Underground, since High Vibe Tribe, since I was Bass Notes and Gravy. Playing,
I remember that.
yeah,
That's right when I
random
came to
rhythm
the scene.
sets.
Yep.
That's so cool. That's such a good name. But I think you're right. That one step away, that ability and support to know that you could be up on the stage one day. And that's so cool. And also that you're one step away from pursuing whatever you want to in life, and you know people have your back.
Yep.
That's-
100%. Know that everybody's not the same. That there's people that actually generally care for who you are and your being just because you're there. They don't even necessarily have to know you. They just respect the fact that you're alive, you're sharing this moment, and that you are, you know, who you are.
It's really
You're
cool.
there.
Like it's
I
yeah.
love that.
It's like literally where like the word vibes come super into play. It shows where it's like you come and you bring positive vibes and you bring love and compassion to a person. You know, never seen this person, met this person for a second in your life, but you show them that, like, you know, those emotions and those vibes and those things like right up front, and they will pass it right back to you, because that's just like those other people that we meet there think the same way. But like if someone's showing me love, showing me compassion, sending me positive vibes, that's what they're going to receive from me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's much more relaxing and calming as one of those people to be around other people like that, not be having to worry about them not thinking about what they're saying or doing. It's just like, you know that you're safe there no matter what you're doing, because everybody's going to be positive.
Well, it's also good too because they keep you in check.
Yep.
Like, even if you like, and it's not like the harsh reality check like some people give you. Like, some people automatically resort to violence. They'll explain to you what you have done wrong, and, you know, try to make you understand it, because violence makes you understand it. You understand that you got hit, but violence doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
You know,
It's like a mute to the problem. It's
yeah,
the sound will
it's
turn back
literally
on.
like
All you're doing
putting
is
a
turning it
Band-Aid on it, and then when that person goes home, they have to rip it off, and then like there's a whole other situation brewing. And
yeah, it's like putting a Band-Aid on like a gash as opposed to like stitching it up first.
yeah, and that's what they allow you to be, like, you know, feel comfortable accepting that criticism, as well as like putting it out and being like, hey, like, you know, you the other night you got a little bit too messed up, and, you know, you kind of did some like weird shit. Just, you know, watch yourself next time. Like, catch yourself.
And one, it keeps a lot of pent up emotions and like negativity from being left there, where people don't know how to express it. People don't know what to do with these things that they don't like, that they haven't sorted out. And they have these people that are there kind of like, hey man, I see you, I see what happened, like, it's cool, but like lets them express those things without feeling like they can't do so.
Yeah.
You know? And there's not a lot of places that you feel like, especially people that are emotionally heavy, like myself, like where you feel emotions strongly, you feel like a lot of different things, and you don't know what to do with them. So you have people there that you know will listen. It's very relieving, and you don't feel so burdened, you know? And it's cool to be in a place that you don't have to worry constantly, because that's the world that we live in, is you're just 24/7 just in a fluster, you know?
I mean, honestly, that's what we're trying to create, with, you know, throwing these underground shows and trying to rebuild the underground culture around here. Is, you know, we're trying to create that sense of community again, that sense of like, we don't care who the fuck's coming here. We want to go and hang out with our friends and have a great fucking time. And we want to feel safe while we're there. We want amazing light show. We want amazing visuals. We want shit that's going to make us feel comfortable. We want shit that's going to make us feel important. And, you know, like people are like always chasing a name. You don't have to chase a name. Just go out and have fun. Like, a part of life is, you know, spending every moment you can making memories with people that you love. So if you're not doing that, then you're technically wasting your time. So stop wasting your time and just come out and, like, hang out and vibe. Like, wear a mask, put gloves on, come in the Bubble Boy suit. Like,
Yeah, do what you need
can
to
do
make
whatever.
yourself happy.
I will respect you more if you come in the Bubble Boy suit.
Same.
Like, that would be
Respect.
super epic.
Yeah.
I would probably run into
A hamster wheel.
I would randomly, like, shoulder check you throughout the night.
Boom. Roll. Yep. That. I love that. I think
I think
all
we should
of
have a
that.
hamster wheel only show, like where it's everybody has to come in a hamster wheel, and it's just like a full brawl
Just
of
all
hamster
bubbles
wheels.
everywhere.
The
Yeah.
mosh, just everybody
Oh my
mosh
gosh.
on hamster
That'd be
wheels.
sick.
The wall of death on that.
It's like you see them, the balls roll over each other. It's like a wave of just safety nets, basically.
Yeah.
And it's all COVID friendly.
Yep.
Yep.
That is protection. You are
Yeah,
all in a
for
bubble.
Like Jurassic Park balls.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Dude, that's I think all of that is so important, and why I want to be in the scene and why I love the scene.
It's honestly why I
It's
got
the
the scene in the first place. It was one of the things where I didn't know it existed, and then I went one time, and it was almost like I had to sit back by myself at the campsite at this festival for like an hour by myself and just like feet in the grass, think like, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is a place that has been here and I'd never heard of it before.
Oh yeah, and that's, I mean, I welcome anybody, first timers or whatever. You know, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, more-
ever.
yeah.
Like, as long as you give off the right vibe and you know you're gonna do what you need to do to maintain whatever you're doing, then
Yeah.
you know I don't put a face, a color, a,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
an
we
age,
encourage
like,
first timers just as much as anybody else. No,
age
no.
restriction is for our reasons.
Yep, it's
And
for
I
safety
say
reasons more
we're-
than anything else.
We'll probably throw a couple like all age shows, bring some more like younger artists in. I do want to do like a youngster showcase
That'd be cool.
show. A lot of like the underage. There's so much underage talent.
Yeah,
Like,
no, really.
Yeah. Yep.
you know, they can come in with their parents and their moms. We can do it during the day in the barbecue. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to promote it and let your kids show off, what they know. And
That's really awesome.
I love that. Immediately, I think of Dark Star, now Levy. He's so. I don't know if you know who he is.
yeah,
But yeah, he's so incredibly talented. Like, I think, like, literally, he's just doing so much that I just started doing, and he's doing even more with his music videos, with his like unique sounding music. He's great. He
Yeah,
deserves
and it's-
more.
It would be cool to,
More than
like
what
you
he
said, to
has.
like throw out an outlet for these people that can't get into venues, can't get into bars, they can't get into
Oh, yeah.
places where their music would be able to be platformed and played and those kind of things. But then turn it into something family friendly where you can bring your kids and your friends and everything's like there's food and
yeah. We want to
it's,
do sometime in November. We want to do a food drive for canned food to give to the homeless for Thanksgiving, and then sometime in November or sometime in December we want to do a toy drive for kids
Yep.
and get everybody involved. Huge, big, like massive event. Like, every DJ on for 30 minutes.
yeah, just
everything
like
goes
a
to
full listing of all the DJs you can
Yeah.
get, kind of a thing.
Eventbrite to a PayPal account that goes right to the charity. Like,
Awesome.
and they can receive funds from that on top of bringing the toys in. We'll drop those
Yeah,
off.
keep us updated on those, so we definitely will help promote for
Yeah,
those as well.
last year we played at that toy drive that we
Yeah.
did. That was so much fun, and like the fact that it was for a cause that really did help people and bring smiles to people's faces that might not have had that smile.
Oh, I mean,
I love that.
That's one of those things that I grew up doing as a kid, where my family, we would always adopt a family for Christmas, and we'd go like shopping and have the list of the different like ideas and then the kids' ages and stuff, and get to go give them like their gifts and stuff. And it's just like it's really like nice to get to see like where I gave up half of my gifts this year, but I get to see someone else who literally would have had nothing for Christmas, and that's as a kid was not something I could wrap my head around, because
I mean, it's a hard thing to, even wrap your head around as a kid.
yeah.
I mean, I've never really celebrated many Christmases, many birthdays, had a rough upbringing, and that's why, like, once I found an outlet like this, I was able to get out, and it makes me feel like further away from home, but less uncomfortable to be away from home, if that makes sense to you.
Spreading hope,
It's
basically.
like, yeah.
yeah.
So, because I'm originally from New York, that's where I was born. So, I mean, my grandfather's third generation Italian over here. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, we're from a long line of get your shit together type people. So, that's what I consistently deal with, and they weren't too forgiving.
Yeah,
But
I can
I found
relate to
this
that.
music and I found the peace I need, and it wasn't through words and it wasn't through, anything. I think one of the first songs that ever changed my life was Avicii Levels.
Such a good song.
Feel So Close to Me by Calvin Harris. Pretty much any Skrillex song back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, those three big names as like EDM artists are just huge. I'd say I could put 5 songs off from each artist that are just so inspiring and just have
They
so
make you
much
feel.
Yeah.
Flux Pavilion, Gold Dust. That song still gives me shakes. Venture Club.
Circus Records just has some banging artists.
And they were just, and I miss that. I wish we would have a few artists that mixed just classic dubstep. Give me somebody like Casper. Like, if you're gonna mix classic dubstep all night, I'm gonna fuck with you every time, 9 times out of 10. Every time.
Yeah.
Things start clashing and sounding the same, and that's why I like Ocean and Darkwood and all their styles, because they are able to manipulate their frequencies so well that it doesn't sound like the same thing over and over again.
No.
And I feel like a lot of people make that mistake where everything is just literally a build up to the next drop, and it's just dump, 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 and it just sounds the same over and over again. And then I can
Too
feel
much
like
predictability,
I get out of it. I love house music. Like,
The swings
dubstep.
in house music really are what get me. Like, just the differentiations and swings that could be used where you could take one part of a song and swing the song one way and then change the swing, and the song can sound so different just from that little piece being changed.
Oh yeah, I mean, a house, you can manipulate the bass line to match the snare. You can take the hi-hats out and then put them back in, but there'll be different hi-hats, maybe a cowbell, you can fluctuate, mix it up so well and so nicely. I feel like in order to be successful out here, I'm gonna have to kind of go house, but heavy bass house, and then res style,
Space house, kind of.
that space bass where it's just real long and 128, kind of it reminds me of a Koopa stomping his feet in the elevator.
Good way to
Yeah,
put it.
it's not like trance, but it's almost like it's a trancey type of music.
Yeah,
It kinda
it's
just
like
sucks you
halftime
in.
trance.
Yes, exactly. That's a
Good
great way to put it.
Yeah.
But if I was when you're saying all the enthusiasms to the different kinds of pieces to house that you can move around and change and just add your own flavor to if I could just one word I could use for house, it's just fun. I know it's such a simple word, but all of their music is so enjoyable to me. But there's where I'm smiling and I'm just laughing to myself listening to these house drop I'm just having a great time by myself sitting there. Where I just don't have that same kind of enjoyment or fun itself where it's where I'd be sitting and playing a video game that. The exhilaration I get from house music is just not as there where in drops in dubstep music it's where it's oh I really like that drop, but from transition in house music I'm never losing my pace on that
momentum.
Yeah,
because I feel like it tells more of a story.
100% agree with that. Where I feel like I'm going on a journey in this song the whole way from start to finish.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
And not that I've reached a destination and that destination pounds the hell out of my head for 15 minutes, and then I'm back down to slowing down a little bit, but then he just plays a trick on me and I'm back to slamming my head against the wall for 15
in a
minutes.
different way.
I don't hate dubstep. I'm just not particularly a fan of repetition.
Your criticism also makes sense due to our scene, where you being liking and being a predominant house artist. Our scene is very, very so dub heavy that it's hard not to feel defensive over your own kind of music, because people are so critical over house music here that it's almost you can't talk to people about it. Because I talk to a lot of people house music and they're and I'm just I can't even I can't talk to people don't talk to me about music, because if you're gonna be I agree with your music but you're gonna tell me my music sucks, we shouldn't talk about it, because that's just there's an impasse immediately. So it's you're warranted to feel more defensive of versus dubstep artists where they.
Going down.
I can totally understand that too, and I think with any type of dub music, it's so important more now than ever to make it your sound. Like you were saying with Oceans and Darkwood, Zarkalor, basically all of Black Magic, they're all making songs that are they might be dub or deep dub or just like very bass music heavy, but they're all unique, and you can tell that their personality is coming out in the song, which I think is so
There's
important.
so many of them that you have to be able to stand out, because otherwise you're just going to fall into the stream of dubstep where everybody else is sitting at, because there's, like I said, versus house artists, there's 50 dubstep artists in town.
I mean, I know they're serious about their craft, and that's why, like, I booked Darkwood. Me and Darkwood have worked together multiple times. I love Caleb to death, and then Oceans, like, me and him always
Also
kind of slipped and kind of, like, had, like, little times where we just couldn't line up for him to be on the show, and it's finally good to get him on the show as well. And then Zach Lore, you know, been killing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been doing great.
Yeah, what other can you say than that? Production quality wise is, you know, his drive to do what he does, like
his passion for his art in general. Like, you can just tell that he really, really loves what he's doing. I mean, knowing him personally, like, he's more, you know, a soft-spoken, not like a super, like, in-your-face kind of a guy, but like, his music speaks so well for him that, like, you know, I almost feel like I get to know him just as well through listening to his music as I do talking to him, you know?
Same with Abel, too. Abel's been killing the house music.
Yeah, Void Blossom. Yeah, and he went to our high school, too. And I didn't even know
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know he was even a producer. I didn't know he was Void Blossom until we were playing Voyagers or Roscoe White's Playhouse New Year's edition last year, and we played, and then he came up on stage because it was his turn next, and he's like, "Oh, like, hey Zach, yeah, we went to high school together," and I'm like, "Whoa, hey, you're a Void Blossom, cool, like that's sweet," and like, yeah, all of those people, they all are what inspired me to even start making music, and like I would say, at least generally, like the 3 songs I've made, 4th song I'm working on now is unique to me, at least. Like, I didn't want to make something that all sounded the same. Like, I want to give people bass, but I want to do it in my own way. And, like, tell a story within the song. Like, all of my songs now have stories with them. And that, just not sounding the same is so important. And it's so easy to fall into that line.
I love your new song came to you in a dream. Like, you woke up one morning, like, I had this dream, I'm making a song. Like, you literally started it that day, you were like, I have an idea, and just right there.
Yeah, I had a dream that a ghost bear I was on this silo and I was walking down, and this ghost bear started running through the field at me, and it started speaking in tongues and then like attacked me, and I woke up in a sweat. And I told my buddy Devin this, who does all of our graphic art, and he was like, "Dude, that sounds like a song." And I'm like, "All right, ghost bear it is." Yep. Like, just something where you can tell that somebody's really wanting to make it not only a story but just their own experience and want others to experience that too.
Yeah.
Like, any genre, doing that, you can just feel it behind the music. And those people I love.
I mean, I don't have a musical background at all. I mean, I can play a little bit of guitar that I learned, and maybe, like, I can play the Michael Myers theme on the keyboard.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Like, you know, mostly past 3 years have been just spent Ableton and videos and workshops and classes and Ableton and videos and, like, just trying to find my sound. And, like, I keep putting out tracks and I'll delete some tracks and be like, fuck, like, I didn't really like that track that much, and, like, you know, or it just comes out horrible, and I'm like, I get discouraged, but I just keep at it sometimes.
That's what you got to do.
Working with Jaime and Jeremy, and Jeremy's a freaking whiz kid when it comes to production. You know, always on top of, like, his game when I call him and need to, you know, have a question for him, and he's like, "Oh, like, you just do this and it'll make that sound," and I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks for letting me know that."
Right, yeah, like, that was easy, cool.
Thanks
like,
for
you make it look so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jaime's my visual print guy and just a mastermind behind the flyer, behind, like, anything visualized pretty much in our area, like, amazing.
That's
Sweatshirts.
awesome. Yeah.
To come out soon.
Yep, and
T-shirts.
also check out the Nebraska
I
Underground
believe
merch.
these t-shirts are on limited availability right now.
Oh, these are the only prints we'll ever print.
But there are other
the black
some
and white
still
will
available.
never
You
come
still
out
have some of
again.
these ones available.
Yeah.
Well, there's a limited availability of these ones, but there is a second press of a different graphic coming out soon.
Yes, those will be coming out. Hopefully, I'll hopefully have a couple for Halloween. I'm trying to get a couple of actual Halloween shirts made.
Ooh,
Let us know.
Spooky
Yeah.
time.
Keep one for me. I'll be ready for one of those.
And then we plan on doing like different varieties of shirts, different cutouts, different styles. Like, you know,
You said, because if you guys do hoodies, I'll buy a hoodie immediately. I do hoodies.
Oh yeah, I mean we'll have hoodies up here very soon. He's actually working on design, and we've been like talking over what we wanted to say, like how we wanted to go. Like this one says House Music Hustlers on the back, so we figured the hustlers would be for the DJs, the shufflers would be for the males, and then housewives would be for, you know, the females if they so choose. Some of them might be shufflers.
Right. Yeah. Is it options? Just like
You
whatever.
know, options, and
That's
we
key.
And not
we're gonna have-
discriminatory.
you're gonna have whatever you want to like pick it up from. We're gonna have button up or zip ups. We're gonna have over, like, you know, over the head pullovers. We're gonna have button ups
crew necks.
with, you know, neon rope that light up. Like we're gonna go outrageous,
That'd be
and
sick.
you know, people, options. That's
Outrageous. Yeah,
basically
say
what it
outrageous is what people like to see too. Something different. If it's something you can't get somewhere else, then people are gonna want it.
And then we're gonna start incorporating characteristics of our, like, characters of our face, and start, you know, planning our own visuals and
Yeah,
doing
fun.
like our own production show and building our own rig and moving towards, you know, being a festival people, you know, people that will throw a festival, or, you know, people that'll work and attend a festival.
Yeah. No, I mean,
That
that is a really good goal to have, and you know, especially having all the ideas that you do.
Yeah.
With that big that big of an idea in mind, with, you know, backing and, you know, ideas to push that forward. I mean, it's looking good for you at this point, I'd say.
I mean, it hasn't been bad. We've been lucky enough to, you know, just have things fall into place. We'll be adding a new team member to our group, and he's super smart and very dedicated to what he does, and likes to crunch numbers and go over all the options and the stuff, and that'll help me too, because then that'll free me up to do more of the stuff I need to do: produce music, make music, or mix music more often.
Reaching
Been kind of
out to
slacking on
artists,
that lately.
That kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's therapeutic for me. Like,
Yeah.
sit down and throw down an hour set. I mean, most of the time it's an hour of me going through the first 4 songs and not liking the mix down of the first, you know, of the 4th song to the 5th song. And then, I go back to the first one. And I'll sit there and do it. That's how I run through my sets. I will have to make it complete, and I'll have to do it twice in a row before I like, feel ready enough to play a
have
show.
it dedicated to memory enough so you can run it back twice without like.
And well, I mean, I add different songs. I add different, like, little clips and vocals from other, like, music or stuff like that. Like the Halloween show, I'm gonna have like a bunch of like scary movie references and
But it's
like
more so
eerie sounds, and like it's gonna get real dark. Might even throw like some like heavier dubstep in there with it. Maybe some, you know, speed garage. 70 BPM. I mean, it depends on how the crowd feels. If they're feeling right and they want to move, like, I'll get you up there.
Yeah.
That's so good. And yeah, that energy that you feel from the crowd too, like being able to read that and then change the vibe that you need to do based on that, and you can tell they're feeling it and you're feeling it, and it's just synergizing perfectly.
Oh yeah, I mean, for this party, it's my birthday, so I'm probably gonna be shit faced anyway. Trying to
As you
my
should.
set.
As you should.
I feel like we all.
I mean,
so
Yeah.
We're all there for the party.
And
No, I'll be somewhat sober.
yeah.
You know,
Enough
keep
to
it
say.
professional as
Yeah.
always.
Oh yeah.
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 It's, you know, a lot of work that goes into doing everything, and, you know, with the team we have and the group of dedicated people that continue to give us their support and show us, you know, that we are doing something right and that we're going to matter to other people. Like, that's what keeps us going, is we just want to touch as many people as we can and make an impact and be like, hey, like, you remember that time, like, 4 years ago that they did a run of shows for fucking 10 months, and then, you know, we did one big last charade and it was over. Like, you know, that fucking group was awesome. Like, where's that? Like, same respect OSU gets and stuff like that. Like, you know, I think that's what everybody's striving for. I think that's what everybody's pushing for. OSU are definitely trendsetters. They set a good marking for the electronic music scene in this area. And
They really did.
Yeah, they owe credit where credit's due, like a lot of the old timers. And, you know, back in the day, it wasn't dubstep, it was house music. Like, that's what took, you know, predominance, house, jungle,
Techno,
you know,
just
jump up. Like, yeah, and it was amazing. Like, you know, we can have all those things and everything can still be amazing, and we can all still be one large group. And you can literally, all we're asking you to do is come and hang out with us. Just for a little bit. Like, if it's not worth your money, then it's not worth your money. But I'm guaranteed we're going to put on a good show.
I guarantee it's worth the
It's
money.
like, even if you're there and you're not fully feeling the music, even if you're only half into the music, you go there and you meet some of the people, you're gonna have a good time.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. It's
like, you'll meet people that you like, you'll make new friends. Like, you go there and you're gonna like,
I mean,
you're be introduced to a new way of life.
with
the
the lineup,
community.
Mike Echo, he plays like Italian disco house, and he fucking amazing. He's an amazing artist.
And I at least gotta say, D, I love what you're doing. The past over a year now, at least since I really started being in the scene, producing, mixing, all of that. Like, you've consistently not only put on shows, but you've believed in people.
Yeah.
And you at least you believed in us, and you believed in me, and that's really what I want to that's so important. And having those faith in people, especially newcomers to the scene. Like, there's a lot of people that want to be in the scene, especially want to mix and produce, and you just having faith has been awesome. And what you're doing now, and the group that you've grown, and the steps you're making to really dedicate yourself and your team to this craft is amazing. And that's one of the reasons of many I wanted to have you on the podcast. Like, not only are we birthday twins, but I admire what you're doing and can't wait to see what happens in the future.
Oh, it's gonna get weird.
That's what in the underground scene, that's probably one of the best top 3 things you can hear. So we're all excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go unique and try to do things that you don't normally see. We don't want to look at the same stuff, and you know, these are basically all feelings we've had over times, and we're just like, you know what, like, you know, somebody should be doing this, and then we're like, you know what, why are we that somebody doing this?
Where a lot of people talk about it. It's just, you know, who's gonna follow
if we can
through
dream
though?
it, we can do it. Like, you know, that's
Absolutely.
always been my thriving push in this, is like, you know, I want to provide an amazing experience for people that deserve it. Some people that could be going through hard times, people that could be going through, you know, trouble at home or something like that and just need something to get away, or, you know, the people that just, you know, have a great life and you want to, you know, come kick it with our friends and, you know, keep that great memories going, and you know, like, oh man, we got so messed up last night, like, you know, good thing we had an Uber, like, you know,
and that's
you know, we want
huge ideal of the underground scene, you know, is that like you said, is like, if you can dream it, you can do it. Like, people get so down on themselves and so like stuck in depression, and that's why I'm sure a lot of, like, I would say a lot of the people I know in the scene, we all have been in that place at one point in time, and like, you get around these people that are all there, but we're all pushing each other to reach the things that we want to do, because they're within grasp, but we just don't know how to reach there. But we have these people holding us up so we can get to this point. And
so you don't go back down.
Literally, you create this platform of everybody holding each other up, and it's like, it would take literally a bulldozer to sweep out like hundreds of people to take out the entire scene, because everybody's so interconnected. And that's what I love about it. It's not like everybody's cliquey, everybody's in these tiny little groups. It's like, yeah, we're all with our like little people, that group of people we came with, but everybody's saying hi and giving love to everybody. Everybody's saying, you know,
it's cordial throughout the whole, you know,
absolutely,
event,
and everybody knows each other even if they're not talking the whole time. You know, that's what's great about it, is everybody's fam and everybody feels connected and like together, even though we don't have to sit and be like speaking to each other the whole time. I still know you, I still like am happy I'm partying with you, even though we didn't speak for more than half of the night, you know, which is something I really
and
never
it's finding them random people like in them drunken moments, like 3 a.m. and you're like, bro, you like fucking Marlboro menthol too? Like, fuck yeah, man.
Yup.
Trying to go
And, you know, like, you make a connection off of the most simplest shit. And like, and then it really is, it just shows you how simple life can be. Like, how simple of a connection you can make with somebody else that can turn into a bond that lasts a lifetime. Like, you know, and it's simple shit, and it'll always be simple like that. And it's when people start thinking about it and like getting into it that it starts complicating it, really.
No, and that's what's great about it, is that it's something that I've been able to get so into, but without having to, like, although I have chosen to invest and put a lot of myself into it and put it into a stressful place by being, more a part of the scene structure itself. But like, the reason I wanted to do that was because I felt this unrelenting amount of like stress relief when I'm there. We'll have all these people that are putting this show on for me, that are holding me up and helping me get on my feet finally. And I wanted to be a part of that, being able to help other people get on their feet. And that's where I feel like a lot of the great people come into the scene, is they see that we're all helping each other and trying to pick people up that are down, and they just want to be a part of that,
I mean, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna have ups and downs of everything. So there are gonna be people that are, picking people up. There are gonna be people that are just there solely for, other purposes. And I mean, my point is like, regardless if you're there just to party and hang out, if you want to, sit there and make lifetime bonds and friends, talk to people, like, I'll always encourage people to be themselves and who they are, and you choose what you want to do. I don't want to take your freedom away from you. I want you to come to my show and be like, hey, like, I feel comfortable enough to be myself. You want to wear lingerie? Go ahead. You want to you do whatever you want.
You want to dress like you want to wear, like, cover every inch of your skin because you don't feel comfortable? Like, go for it. Like, everybody's welcome. And that's what I love about it, is that no matter who you are when you come to this place, you will be shown the same love no matter what you look like or how you walk in. They'll show you the love immediately. We're
gonna just, keep doing our best to provide warehouse events and an underground scene. We got Le Ventres, which is kind of like our birthplace and our home. So we'll be there doing shows pretty often. Winter time's coming, so a lot of indoor events are going to happen, but it's all going to be at half capacity or whatever the restrictions are at that time.
Yeah. I love La Ventre. You were telling me the other day that I came to your birthday show and didn't even know we shared the same birthday.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I remember, I don't know if it was that one or the show after, but we talked to somebody there. We're like, hey, do you mind if we play for a minute if nobody's DJing right now? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we just played for a few people, and it was so cool.
Yeah. I mean, normally people don't care. Like, we're there to be professional and have our DJs and everybody, but we can't control how some people act or, if they get sick or anything like that. So, if people are willing to fill in, we're not going to turn them away. I mean, we would never turn them away, even if they weren't looking to fill in. They were like, hey, let us grab an opening slot, one of your shows. Like, fuck yeah, bud. Like, you think you got it? Like, you want to play? Like, go ahead.
See what's up, yeah.
We'll give you that opportunity, and it's for every artist, not just dubstep or house music. It's, anybody. You want to play drum and bass? Like, we'll figure something out, and I'll get you on. Like,
I've been to a lot of cool underground drum and bass shows in town, drum and bass and jungle shows.
I think the underground feel in itself is just going to be absolutely amazing feeling to have back in Omaha itself. I mean, regardless of the music that it's going to be playing, like, back to the warehouse, back to the grit and grind, BYOB event till 4 a.m. Like, you ain't got to sit in line at a bar, like, waiting for a drink. Like, and I feel like a lot of people, want it, need it. Cuba did the warehouse parties, and they were a huge success.
Amazing.
And, amazing quality, and did everything he could, and he's been pushing the idea for it for a very long time, and we're just trying to like kind of help and nurse like that idea because we like it as well. We want people to understand that underground scenes build the mainstream, and that's how it'll always be, and that sense of community is always going to be there in the underground. And a lot of people lost it when old school underground went out. You could comparisons size of shows from old school underground till now is drastically changed, and they were definitely pioneers for what they did and the way they brought the music and the scene together, and the way they brought and made people feel alive.
Yeah,
which is definitely. Amazing, and I'll never talk down about another artist or another group. Every single one of them put in their effort and they work hard, and this is their craft and their art, and I will love and respect every part of that all the way to the end.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna hate on you if you book over a show of mine. I'm not gonna I don't want to wish you bad things. I don't think your track's trash. Like, you know.
Right. Whereas like music is music. We show love for music. You know, we support artists, but like, you know, business is business. We're not going to sit and hate on people for doing their business. And that, I mean, there's a separation of industry there where it's like, yes, music is like music. The music business is its own thing, but like the music still needs to stay separate where people are supporting each other's music and know each other as artists. We're you know, allowing each other to.
Yeah. I mean, we do our best to incorporate every group that we can.
Yeah, and I think you guys do a great job with that, in my opinion. Like where I've like a lot of artists that I've never heard of or never seen in town. I've seen a lot of fruition through artists through shows that I've seen you put on, which is really awesome. Because
I mean, like I said, we're willing to give everybody a shot. Little guy, big guy, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, you want to come out and play, we're gonna either figure out a way to get you out, or you know, like. You can be an opener, like, you know. I started off as an opener. I just started DJing 2 years ago, making music 3 years ago. So I was DJing 3 years ago and making music 3 years ago. And then progressed to where, you know, I am today. I'm not a headliner, but, you know, I'm when you say house music in this town, like I'm one of the names that pop up. You know, obviously Godfather, Kevy Cav, you know, he's out there doing his thing and, you know, killing it with the house music, and have so much love and respect for him and what he's doing and how he's providing for his family, and you know, we're taking all the necessary steps, and you know,
I say, but like a big thing we were talking about earlier is that like you said, there's only a handful of house artists that you can like sit and be like, okay, who are house artists in this town? And there's only like you know, three to five tops that you can think of like off the top of your head. We say we go to dubstep artists, not that none of them are like anyone's equal or less, but like I can name off 20 dubstep artists like from just Omaha area off the top of my head. And it's not, again, it's not like we're competing over who's best, who's not. It's just like the actual like competition of who's making, you know, there's all these different people making music, so who's going to actually catch traction versus, okay, there's only these many people. Can they even catch traction? Like, or in what way are they going? Like, it's your pathing you have to take to catch traction is so much different because not everyone's listening to house music in town, you know. And the fact that you guys can do that and still make your traction is really a standout for you guys, you know, in my opinion.
I mean, it's taken a while. I mean, we fought nitty gritty. I mean, the whole reason we even started producing shows and doing all that is because nobody would book us in the beginning. Everybody was, you know, like, you know, pushing away. We had a few shows, a few people opened their arms up to us, but most of the time, like, we would play our own shows. We'd play 415 on a regular monthly show for a year we did there for the Zodiac Signs. Through my birthday party and LaVentures came into play, and then, you know, all those shows, and then the AT Aliens Hideaway after hours. And I mean, we've had shows where only 5 people showed up, and we've had shows where the room was packed and we couldn't let anybody in. Because it was like, hey, like, we're like literally at top, like you cannot come in.
It's like we haven't even counted capacity, but like you won't fit. Like you literally we can't make room for you. So.
I remember looking down the highway and just being able to see the lasers over people's heads and not the actual DJ.
Wow.
That's being exhilarating.
But I'm also a tiny guy. I'm a meatball, so I had to make my way through the pasta.
Oh, that is the best analogy that has been used tonight, and I appreciate that you have shared that with us.
That's perfect. Well,
and I think with that,
guys, I think that was a great conversation. Great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you coming out.
So I think we'll go to a quick sponsored segment for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and get into King's Cup. So quickly. Shout out to Matsunami Corp. He's our sponsor always.
Matsunami Corp.
Makes sure that we have what we need for every podcast and is always there for us just as a friend too. Shout outs to D. Reed as well and Bvssvine and these amazing Nebraska Underground shirts.
Shout out Nebraska Underground.
They're doing amazing things. He's really dedicated, which is so important. And why don't you shout out the show if you like?
October 31st, we have Halloween show coming up. Tripsy Leary, Trip Brothers, coming in from Chicago. Tripsy Leary will be a visual production. He will be on the big screen, and we're going to throw a few loops and a few surprises. We got very few VIP tickets left. A little bit of GA left, so I mean, grab them while you can. Look us up, find our group, add yourself. You know,
Nebraska Underground.
you know, and come to our show. Just have a good time. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to, you know, open the door for you to a whole new world of acceptance, no matter what you are and who you are. And we just want, you know, to hang out, have a conversation like this.
Yeah. All just trying to have fun and get down and be ourselves.
Yeah. Pick brains, dance, and drink silly.
Yeah.
Yep. Amen to all of those. And I think that's a perfect segue. Guys, we have already got a shuffled deck.
Oh, and shout out Teespring for our merch. And
Yes, actually.
shout out Anchor for hosting our platform that we use for this podcast.
Yep.
And
Shout out to them.
Also Facebook and YouTube for also those platforms that we promote our podcast on.
We've got it on everything. Shout out. We've also got a new song coming out. It's probably going to come out November 15th.
Eyes open.
It's going to be called Ghost Bear. You just heard about a little bit of the concept in the podcast, but it's meaty. It's meaty, and it's got good bass and some frilly highs and some cool arpeggios. So keep on the lookout. So let's get it, boys.
Let's get it.
Are you ready?
Cool.
Have you played King's Cup before?
I have not.
Ooh, this will be fun.
I feel very managerial calling out some of our sponsors there.
Oh yeah, all right. So the way this game works is you draw a card from the deck, and there's a rule associated with each card.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna tell old boy to tell me when he's here, so he doesn't
Cool.
message you and mess everything up.
Perfect.
It'll make me angry if he doesn't do it.
So yeah, the way it works is you draw a card. There's a rule associated with it. We'll tell you which one it is. You just shout out the number on the card. We do that. It's usually a drinking game in itself, and then you put the card in here. First one to pop the cup, or in this case the can, has to drink it. So like,
And so
if you pop
any
this by
cards we
putting the
get
cards
too,
in,
Oh, okay.
yep, you have to drink it.
Okay.
So any
if-
card that we get that you haven't seen yet, we'll just do a breakdown of any cards that are new out of the deck. But most of them are fairly easy.
Oh yeah. So if you'd like to do the honors, D, go ahead, draw the card.
Do I get to show you guys too?
Or just tell us like the card, yeah.
Queen.
Ooh, so this one is questions.
I'll explain it
So-
because this is my least favorite game.
Go for
So this game is a game of questions, and every thing that has to be spoken must be a question. So you must start with a question by asking one of us a question, and we must reply to that question, not to you necessarily, but to anyone with a question. The first person that speaks a statement instead of a question has to drink.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
How are you doing?
Zachary, how do you think I'm doing right now?
Do you like this game, Patrick?
How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel bad. I hate this game.
So now, yeah, you just put the card in there.
game in the whole entire deck of
You
cards.
get better at it. Besides last time. But I think last time you were like, it doesn't matter, I have to drink anyway.
Yeah, I was just like, literally, and I was also in a stupor, so. Because you
Stupid is no pooper.
Yep, stupid with no pooper. Ooh, cool. Never have I ever. We got
This
a
is
jack.
a fun one. So, 3 fingers up, and it will be a question as to, you say, never have I ever you done something and something you think that we have done.
Okay.
So I'll say something that I don't think that I've done and then something that I think you guys have done. So I'm going to do an easy one. Never have I ever produced music.
Good one. Good one. Yeah, I'll go with an easy one too. Never have I been a manager. Full-on manager.
God damn it. Never have I ever got into an entanglement with an orangutan.
With an orangutan.
Never have I, like, okay, so like, what's an
You
entanglement?
talking the Will Smith, Jada Smith, that type of entanglement, or like a
Any type of
boxed in?
situation.
One did laugh at me once. One did laugh at me at the zoo. I was looking
I
at
had
it
one
dead in the
almost
eye and
immediately.
it laughed. Okay. Yep, that counts. That's an entanglement.
I would have never crossed hands, but he chucked poop at me and it was that close. They get
close.
They get crabby.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I don't know why. I was like, hey dude, straight up the booty.
Little poop toss.
It's like steaming. Just
Amen.
Not cool. What? Oh, this is evil at this point. What do I do?
That's tough. Yeah, the tough one.
What do I do?
What haven't you done is more so the question.
That's a much harder question. Never have I ever been across the Atlantic Ocean.
I had to remember which one that was, but I have not.
Which one is that?
The small one, so towards Europe. Sorry.
Good game, guys.
I was really where did you go? In the Atlantic?
Japan.
Really?
Yeah, my family lives in Italy. A lot of my family.
That's cool. That's actually two that like Greece, Italy, and Japan are three of the like really big places that I want to go to.
My dad was born in Frankfurt, Germany.
Wow.
I have a lot of family that's from Germany.
That's
I'm
such an
like
interesting
third.
background.
My family was
He's not German at all.
Yeah, that's why it's such an interesting background.
Italian army.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
6, which is chicks. So that's a free card. Should we do all drink or do free? All right.
We're gonna be tame. Trying to tame it down. Remember,
True.
'cause or unless we're all lady men, then we can drink.
I am not a lady man.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not. You
Well, I have
really-
to drink.
No, you don't.
I mean,
You can if you want, but it's a free card.
that's
so
up
we
for
don't have to do
discretion.
anything. Yeah. You're good.
5.
5 is guys.
That's
so
all
now,
of us.
yeah, we all have to drink.
I mean, unless you're choosing to identify as a lady for this podcast, then we can't make you drink.
Microwavable dinner.
That is also an option.
Yep. I feel that. That's a mood, honestly. Like a banquet sometimes.
Done in
Sometimes
5 minutes and never look as good as the package.
Never.
that was incredible.
No matter what you do, you can never make it look as good as the package. Such a
Nope.
tease.
Flop top.
9 is rhymes. So this game is, I will pick a word, and you guys will have to rhyme with it. And whoever does not rhyme the word first will drink.
Mhm.
All right.
Is it like different words every time we go around?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Can't repeat.
Yep.
So it'll be the same like rhyme, but yeah, different
Yeah.
words.
So we'll try. So a lot of times we get off tangent where it'll be like skewed words that kind of rhyme, and then the next word won't rhyme to any of them. Where it's kind of like, so we're gonna do direct rhymes here.
Yep.
All right. Face,
Mace,
Base.
lace,
case,
Taste.
race,
pace.
Case.
Case was said.
Oh.
Patrick said case, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Almost forgot. Cheers, Zach.
Oh, it is. Jack, never have I ever again.
Wow, this is my favorite game.
I do love never have I ever. It's a good way to get
This
to know
is down
people.
and grimy. This is how you get really get to know somebody.
Never have I ever.
Some questions I just don't want the answer to.
Right.
But then sometimes, I mean,
Even the insinuation of putting a finger down.
Right.
I don't want to know.
Never have I ever really gotten into drum and bass. I'm not opposed to it. I'd like to get into it more, but I've never
like
really
it.
gotten into
It
drum
was one
and
of those
bass.
things where at first I really was
mean-
like, but then like I heard a couple of
I'm
really
into
good,
everything, honestly. Like,
yeah. That's it.
I mean, if you listen to it, you're pretty much into it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's one
Like,
of the things where like at first I listened to it a couple times. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but then I had a couple people show me some different songs, and after like a couple artists click with me, and then that's it. After you find an artist in drum and bass that you like, you won't be able to say that.
Yeah, I'm open to it. I just haven't yet.
Yep.
Never have I ever had whipped cream licked off my nipples at a party.
At a party,
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's happened. Pretty sure it
Not
was
at a
like
party.
Sabian or someone that like something with whipped
they
cream.
get crazy at parties, bro. I watched him take a what was it out of Sabian's belly button? You
No,
took
it was
that?
out of somebody else's belly button. Somebody else laid down and Sabian took a shot out of his belly button.
That was you.
No, that was a different party. That also happened here. But
That's what I was talking about. That video that I
yep,
saw.
Yep, with me laying on the ground over there. It's great.
They be wild.
You go, Patrick.
Oh, never have I ever. Gone to school outside of Nebraska.
Oh.
Foul.
Even
Wait, I guess, you're talking secondary? Oh,
every
any
school.
Okay,
every
cool.
school. Every school. Because I'm 100% Omaha bound since I've...
Yep. Texas, Illinois, here.
Which makes me feel very small, like, as far as, like, culture. But, like, since I've got luckily enough to have people take me different places that I've grown as an adult. But, yes, until I got, the best say 16, 17, until my friend took me to Mexico, I was like, where have I been forever? Like, what?
Right. Never have I ever... I was going to just say been to Mexico, but that's kind of a cop-out. Never have I ever...
I did never have ever been named Zach last time to beat him.
Did.
Never have ever been named Zach. Just knocked him out.
Never have I ever worn a hat on every podcast.
Bow! No, I didn't wear one on one podcast.
You did wear it. You started wearing it. And then you took it off, but you still wore it.
But I didn't wear it the whole podcast.
I didn't say that.
That's fair.
Never have I ever went to school in Omaha.
Cheers, Zach.
Yep. Cheers.
He's like, I'm gonna drink it anyway. So. Just after you guys.
I was like, oh, okay, you can play that card.
Oh, okay.
The guest got the king.
That's
it's
great.
usually me. So this one is you make a rule, whatever rule you want. If we break it, we have to drink. Examples of rules have been no eye contact, no cursing.
The last one Zach made was every time that I have to drink, I drink 3 times. Then every time that anyone drinks, I drink 3 times. So
Does the rule apply to me too?
not only if you want it to.
Yeah, it does. It would
It's
apply to
fully
you.
within your. This is the king.
You can
of
either
King's Cups.
Yep, like make
You have
it
full
specific.
reign of whatever rule
Okay,
you want.
so every time both of you have to pick up a card, you have to do it with 2 hands.
Okay.
So if we don't do it with 2 hands, we have to drink. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna forget that. These Trulies are tight though.
You're
so
allowed
we
to
might
touch the
not
Truly too if you want to grab the Truly to put it in there.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can grab the Truly if
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
put it in there. Just so you know. It's easy to forget because I forget sometimes too.
Oh, well, you have to drink too.
Oh yeah, you
You just grabbed it with one
3 is
hand.
me, so I drink
It's like-
twice.
Drink
twice.
Cheers.
Yep, 3 is me, so double time, Patrick.
Couldn't be worse.
Yep. Also, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Please comment below who you'd like to see on the next podcast. I think that'd be really cool. And if you have any suggestions or things we want, or things you guys want, we're gonna get a new mic soon, so we're gonna have better audio. Please let us know whatever you'd like to down below. One hand.
It's so easy to forget who
Right.
draws a card with
I'm
2
glad I
hands.
can just do
That's so
That's
smart.
genius.
So 4
Despite
is
your
floor.
primal instincts. Like,
So 4 is floor, so you have to touch the floor as fast as you can. Last person to touch it loses.
yeah. Cheers. I wanted to finish this.
It's getting tough.
Whew. Dia, it's your turn. Whenever you are ready. That's you.
Yep. So you get to pick somebody to drink.
Oh,
All right. All right.
Thank God.
It's getting tight. You got it, Patrick. Wow.
Fucking-
You tried so hard. You got a 3.
Cheers again.
Yep. 2 back-to-back 3s.
It's all my own fault. Oh, it's getting toit. Toit like a toy.
2. You, Patrick.
Why did I see that coming from a million miles away?
Yep.
Oh, I don't like any of that.
No, it's getting very tight.
oh.
4. Floor again. Me. It's getting so close. Game's about to end.
6 is chicks. Thank God for the free card. This is
I
scary.
wouldn't say thank God for the free card just yet. Oh wait, you grabbed it with one hand.
True. I did. Thank you, Zachary.
5 is guys. Patrick, you have just been getting...
This is the name of the game. Fuck Patrick.
Hammered.
Yep.
No, it's fuck Patrick and then get hammered. Well, that sounded not like
Isn't that the phrase, fuck Patrick, get hammered? Isn't that the telltale phrase that everyone says?
It must be. I can't remember.
Cheers to this.
I
5
can't
is
remember
guys.
ever.
All right.
I'm almost out.
That's cool. We got plenty. Questions. Your favorite game, Patrick? You can start.
Why don't you like this game?
Zach, could you answer his question for him, please?
You don't like questions?
Zach, is this a kendama?
Have you ever played ball in a cup?
What's a ball in a cup?
Didn't you say you went to Mexico?
Where's Mexico?
Was that how you got your first STD?
What's an STD?
Did you not go to your checkup?
Who's my doctor?
What happened to the weird lumps on your ass?
Did you pop them?
Finally? I did. This is a direct attack on me.
Yeah. It's in by its chinny chin chin. Oh
It's
my
tight.
goodness. Oh, the dual hand. Gotta remember that.
Categories, finally.
Cool. New
So,
game.
10 is categories, which means that I will pick a category and we all have to pick an item from the category and go in roundabout until someone can't. So, just same as basically questions, but you know, if you can't think of it, you get like a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then we go. So, categories. Let us do something interesting.
I know one you guys could screw me over in.
Types of cars.
Oh, that's
In
cool.
general.
Actually,
so
yeah.
let's do brands of cars, because types of cars would be 2.
Mm-hmm. I do know this. Hyundai.
Civic?
So like brands.
Make.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes.
Honda.
Okay. Toyota,
Lexus.
Dodge.
BMW,
Aston Martin.
Chevy.
Ferrari,
Lincoln.
Chrysler.
Porsche,
Mazda.
McLaren.
Ford.
I'm going.
Bro, we're so shallow in this still.
I know.
We had like 60% of the American make cars still. We hadn't hit GMC. We hadn't hit Dodge. There were so many American make cars.
I said Dodge.
Oh, you said Dodge? Okay.
My brain farted.
Dodge Chrysler.
Oh,
My
yeah.
brain farted completely.
I forgot that they're the same one. Yeah, because we did. Yeah, because that's a subsidiary. That's kind of like doing Nissan with
Cadillac,
Hyundai,
too.
because Hyundai is Nissan. Hyundai, Nissan are technically the same companies.
True. I'm gonna put your card in. See
Suzuki
if it
made-
survives.
Cars for a minute.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Going between the fan.
Pop.
Nope.
No air.
Didn't pop it.
Nope.
No air.
Oh, it's pushing down, boy.
7, heaven, opposite of floor.
Pew. Let's get we'll drink with you.
Yeah, we will. Cheers. I got you.
Get a good stack going.
Supposed to call someone at midnight.
8's great.
Oh, 8 is mate, actually, so you get to... Oh, wait. Patrick, both of us just pulled that card with not to...
What?
So there's a caveat rule within this, and if you pull out all of the cards, you have to put them all back in without it popping. So if I pop this, I am done.
And then pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss.
That's what's going through my head every day. That's me to me.
Oh, Zach, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble forever.
I hear air. It's farting at me like a pussy. Look at that.
For that comment, GG boys. It's all good. Don't ever give me that Mike Tyson ass fucking.
A pussy.
On that note, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Thank you, D, for joining
thank
us.
you again, D.
Check
It was a great
out
time.
these shirts, amazing. Check out Nebraska
Follow
Underground.
Nebraska Underground on Facebook, y'all.
Yep, you will love it. Come to the show on the 31st. There's details as above, so underground. Is that the name of it? Yeah. So stop by, have a great time. $20 at the door, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be worth your money. There's
Absolutely.
VIP packages available. Please come.
While they
Support
last,
your
check
local
up on them
artists.
quickly before they
Thank
sell
you.
out.
Have a good night, everybody.